Hi everybody, I'm here today to share with you a fabric covered junk journal I've made. It's my first junk journal in a long time and I really enjoyed making it and I don't know where to stop. So it has a lined fabric cover, there's the inside. It's quite chunky, it's about 120 pages, not including envelopes or doilies or anything like that. It has 3 signatures. And it fastens here with a button, and I have an elasticated loop. There's 2 layers of elastic inside the loop, so it will stretch as the person who gets it puts more stuff inside. Now the cover here, I have embroidered the name of the journal. It's stitch and style, and I've added 2 little buttons here for decoration. I've threaded some crochet chain through each button and tied it into a bow. These buttons came from the kit I bought from Marlou, that's Gracie Mac on YouTube. And you can see here there's a lined fabric cover with a flap here in front for holding bits and pieces. And this journal isn't over decorated, it's meant to be written in, it's meant for the person who gets it, it's meant for them to take notes on it when they're sewing and to plan their crafty projects in. So I have a bit of tape here, measuring tape here, so they can measure if they're in a hurry. And inside the flap here, there's 2 envelopes that I have made. Now before I send it off, I will be putting little goodies inside, but they can be a surprise for the recipient. Now I have covered book pages, tea-dyed book pages with napkins. That's basically it, and as I said, they will be full of little goodies. And if you want to know how to make fabric covers that are also lined for your junk journals, I have a tutorial on it somewhere. I made about 4 or 5 of these a year or 2 ago, and I did do a video, I think. So I'll put the link in the description box. And here I've added little wooden spools as dangles. I just thought I'd use them up. I think one of them came from the kit I bought from Marlou as well. And I've more items from Marlou's kit inside, so keep an eye out for that. Now the first page here, all the pages have been torn at the edge to give them a distressed vintage look. This here is a penny black stamp, the cat getting ready for a night out. It's my favourite stamp. I love it. And because the journal is about style as well as stitch, the cat is getting his or her style on. So I have a little sorry, I'll get that back into focus. I have a little tuck spot here. The journal now is about 9 inches long by 6 inches wide, so it's quite hard to get all of it into the frame at the one time. So a little flap here where notes can be written and a little embellishment here. And I've also done this little card. It has an embroidered, it's the same back and front, and it has an embroidered edge. I've worked chain stitch all the way around. Now that's done by hand, it's not done by machine like the stitch and style in the cover. And I've stamped I've used a line stamp here to stamp on, so to make it easier for the person to write on it. And I have a tuck spot here. Now these pink pages were stained with avocado. These pages here were stained with tea. So we have tea dyed, avocado dyed pages. Now, there's a little story here about these. You'll see these little advertisements cropping up here and there throughout the journal. Now, 9 years ago when we were renovating this house, which was originally my parents' house, we found newspapers crumbling away to dust under the floor. My father had put them there in 1949 when he moved into the house, and before he laid the floors, before he put down linoleum or whatever he was putting on the floors. So I managed to find a lot of ads in those papers and I photocopied them, and I'm using them as kind of journaling tags or journaling cards throughout this junk journal. So even though my father is long gone, long dead, he's helping me. I feel he's helping me from the other side, so to speak. So I have a little tuck spot here which extends over to the other side, and I have a tag here with nice perfume and a little spool here with some baker's twine on it. Goes in, and I have one of these fold out corners. Can you see it? It has music, tea-dyed music paper, and that's more space for writing on. And it's held in, it's the flap of it, the fold is held in place with a paper clip, and you can put stuff in there. Now, a lady called G. Kerr on YouTube has a video on how to make these corners that open out, and I leave a link to her video in the description box as well. Now, I'm trying to go as fast as I can because with 120 pages this could get boring. Line pages, plain paper, and this is a little bag for putting stuff in, and I put the flap of the bag goes over onto the other page, the next page, to be used as a tuck spot. I've also made a fabric tuck spot here and decorated with a bit of lace, and there's a tag, and here's a little bag for putting notes in, tucked into another tuck spot, and I've stamped some measuring tape here just in case. And this is one of my tea-dyed lunch bags, and there's a little tag here that you can put ephemera into, doily in the middle with a little heart for decoration, and there's a bit of postcard here. It's quite, as I keep saying, it's quite plain. And here's a little dress form here, and that can be used as a tuck spot as well. Here's another one of those old ads that I saved, and it's put into a fabric tuck spot. More lined paper, another fabric tuck spot with a little envelope, tea-dyed envelope with pockets on either side of it, and a little sentiment that can be used in a card. And here's a little envelope. I'll be putting something into that. That's covered with napkin paper. Stamped dress form, tuck spot. You can put stuff under there. You can put stuff here. Another tuck spot here with some style-related ephemera. Another one of my rescued from under the floorboards advertisements. And I have another stamp here, which is the top of a spool. All the spool, the tape, and the dress form stamp, I think they're all a particular Tim Holtz set. Here's another little corner tuck spot. And here's the ad for the Nimble Thimble. This also came from the newspapers, the old newspapers. This was a device they had back in 1949. It was a thimble with a blade to cut your thread, and it also had an automatic needle threader on it as well. I don't know about you now, but I think a thimble with a blade would definitely be banned on grounds of health and safety, etc., etc. Another stamped stitches, tuck spot, and here's another one of those fold out pages. As I said, I will leave the link to the video. There's plenty of space for writing and note taking. Here's another little tuck spot. Sorry, I'll put it back here. You open up this. There's an envelope inside. You can open up the envelope, and there's little die cuts inside, and then tuck it down under and close over the edges. Another one of my hand embroidered little tags. And this is this stamp. I have this years. It's an old-fashioned sewing machine. I actually have one of these sewing machines that belonged to my granny, so I treasure that stamp. And this is one of the little journaling cards I got in the kit from Marlowe as well. I tea stained it to make it look older. There's the tape stamp again, another little tuck spot. Now here's another one of these little open up flaps, and there's a tuck spot underneath it with a little bobbin and some thread on it. And now I've reached the centre of the whole book, and I have a doily and another little wooden heart as decoration. Another one of my little embellishment holders, and another little, I think this came from Marlowe's kit as well, a little dress form, and I'm going to tuck a tag under it. I think this tag came from Sarah the Cranky Crafter. One of my little envelopes that I've covered with scraps of napkin paper. Another fabric corner, and it holds a little bobbin, another little bobbin with baker's twine on it. Another one of the journaling cards I got from Marlo. An envelope made from squared paper. Nothing in it at the moment, but I will be putting little surprise goodies in for the person who's getting this. Nothing in there, but we'll see about that later. Another corner here, tuck spot. Another fabric tuck spot with envelope in it, more tuck spots. Here we're on to the final signature. Another one of my little hand sewn envelope, napkin covered envelopes. And more dresses and stamps and stuff like that. And then here is one of the advertisements from the old papers used as a belly band, and an advertisement for a craft shop is tucked in underneath it. We're getting there, folks. And that's one of the Prima stamps, the Prima doll stamps. And this, I cut this out of a magazine. Three lads going out for the night with their dicky bows on, and it's a tuck spot. You can put stuff behind it. Another one of the pages, the fold out pages. I think this one has stuck itself down. Here we go. Anyway, that's more or less how it goes. I'll have to look at that later and see what's gone wrong with it. Anyway, there we go. Press form stamp. Another kind of doily oval shape to write on. I've machine stitched each signature, and then I've hand stitched them onto the fabric cover with twine, with linen twine. Nice little scissors embellishment. And another brown paper bag. It's got a little card in it. And turn over, this little tuck spot here made out of the flap. Same thing again, bobbin, a tag going into the fabric corner. One of my little envelopes. A journaling card made just for you, on kind of a sewing theme, going into a fabric tuck spot. And that's all, folks. And the last one here, you see another tuck spot here, made from the old newspapers. This one is actually dated Sunday Independent, July the 31st, 1949. So there you are, proof that this is really old, or well, a really photocopy of a really old thing. And that's the inside of the journal. I have lined it with this lovely cream and black fabric. So it's finished now, apart from having to go back and check and see what happened to the fold out page that kind of got stuck. So there we are, and it'll be going off this weekend to the recipient. It's already spoken for, and I'll just let you see the spine. The bit of woven ribbon here covers my stitching, where I stitched the signatures into the fabric cover with the jute or the linen twine. So that's all, folks. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you have a lovely weekend. Bye.